And good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Inside Sports Talk Radio. It's July 1st, 2019. I'm Ian Rollins, along with my co-host, who's back in the seat, Sir Earl Bass, and good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon. You're that much closer to that beating you're going to get at the end of the month. That's all it is. You don't have to look at your watch.
No, I didn't. I just looked earlier because I had to make sure the date was right.
It's right. It's right. I know you're nervous. That's all right.
Nervous. Nervous? Me nervous? No, Earl, you're talking to the wrong person about being nervous. Never nervous, right? So, what are you referring to anyway?
You know.
Refresh my memory.
I don't need to. You know.
Oh, Cup match.
Nah.
The 117th annual Cup Match Classic this year in St. George's. Defending champion, Summers Cricket Club, taking on challengers, St. George's Cricket Club.
So true.
At the Wellington Oval, August 1st and 2nd.
So true.
And last year's result was?
I can't remember. I wasn't
Let me
here.
refresh your memory.
I wasn't here. You can't refresh my
memory. I'm going to refresh your memory anyway.
You can't refresh it because I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
As far as I know, it was a draw.
Put that on your website, yeah. It was a draw.
As far as I knew, it was a draw.
Right, put that on your website.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just refresh your memory.
What are you going to say?
2-1. That's all it was. 2
Okay.
2-1.
Not the first time, and it won't
No,
be
it
the
won't
last.
be the last. Won't be the last.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I get that. So you've already got a new captain for this year.
Not confirmed yet.
That's not confirmed?
No.
So the reports in the paper are not true?
I don't know.
I read in the paper saying that it was confirmed that Lionel Can is going
I
to
don't
go
think
back
they said it's confirmed.
Oh.
And if they did, then has St. George said anything?
I just read the headlines, to be honest. I didn't read the whole story. I'll be honest on that there. So
Not confirmed yet.
Okay.
I only say that because it hasn't been. You haven't heard anything from St. George's.
Yeah. 2 sides.
Yeah.
So
It
you're saying
be.
there's a statement that's not in the paper from the Gazette. You're saying, I mean, from St. George's. Forgive me.
St. George's hasn't released anything.
Okay.
But they could be right.
Okay. Fair enough. But so said, done. If it is correct, or if he is going to lead, that's Lionel Can, his second or third time brought back in as the captain. I can't remember offhand.
What's that?
This would be his second or third time brought back in as the captain.
Second time.
Second time.
Last time was at the same location, and it ended up being a St. George's victory by 2 wickets.
That's right. Exactly right. Different team.
Same team.
Same team?
St. George's.
St. George's, but not the same players.
No.
No, that's what I'm referring to.
Different players. Right?
Different players, yeah. And different times.
Yeah. Totally different times,
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah.
Yeah? All's good, though?
All's good.
Yeah, all right. So we 31 days away then?
Yeah.
You and I?
32 from St. George's came and he cut back.
Oh, okay. I heard that. I got it. Handing it over to someone as they begin again. Good afternoon, Don Bassett. How are you, sir?
Oh, it's good.
You're St. George's as well, right?
Yeah. Long time St. George's.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you handing the cup back to Summers this year.
Yeah, well, get your last sip from it. It's the last pass around.
I've got a case of plastics for you, mate. So you won't go empty-handed. That's for sure.
Okay.
Paper cups, which is probably good green now.
Yeah.
Easy passing along.
Yeah.
It's a nice paper cup.
That's right. It might not last you up to the causeway, but
So when all said and done, and Somersville ends, what's gonna happen then? What you gonna tell me then?
hey,
Congratulations again.
Again.
Again. Okay.
Yeah.
You're a good sportsman.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
No one betting fish cakes, fish sandwiches and stuff like that.
We could do something like that. That's not a problem.
I'll be from afar.
But come back and just pay the debt.
Yeah.
I got 2 of my colleagues now that owe me Champions League victory for Liverpool. They owe me lunch. I just tell them I'm not ready right now, so we just do it later on.
How that work, though? How that work? So it's on vignette terms on? How does
No. It was an agreement.
Right.
Maybe.
You say you're not ready yet. What?
Oh no! Today's like, you ready for your lunch? I said, nah, I've got my lunch with me. So it's like, all right, cool.
Peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Economical.
Yeah.
Well, that was already decided that what type of lunch it was going to be. So
Peanut butter.
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't peanut butter.
What
jelly.
you
It was a fish sandwich.
sandwich?
Fish sandwich, fish lunch. You know,
Okay.
seafood platter.
Nutritious,
whatever.
yeah.
You know. So that's been decided already. So if we do cup match, we decide what it's going to be. You know.
Yeah, no problem. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, problem there.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
Cool.
You done?
Yeah, man. I'm in it.
All right. Any 2 minutes?
Sure.
All right. So
Sure.
That's why we
YouTube-
play the game.
So if St. George's wins, you got to buy us both lunch.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And if
Somerset
Somerset
wins.
wins, we got to both buy you lunch.
Correct.
Not all at the same time. You might want to spread them out.
Yeah, I didn't spread
Spread
out.
them out a little
Yeah.
bit. One now.
We're buying the same day, the same time, the same thing.
No,
That's
no.
on him.
Pretty free.
That's right.
Freeze it, right?
Yeah.
Freeze it. And then when I'm hungry that day,
Same
bring it out, let it
time,
thaw out.
Same thing.
So we got to budget out.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
And then,
Ain't my fault.
no.
I pay my debt.
Take it. It's over.
Yeah, absolutely correct, but no, we won't do it like that for you. Just let our listeners know that our guest today join us in the studio will be Mr. Calvin Blankenhill, the Executive Director of the Bermuda Cricket Board, Kamal Evans, President of the Bermuda Netball Association, and of course we welcome your calls into the studio at 292-9595. I was just, since you're back from the trip and recapping some things, what does this mean? Which is the question that's been put forth on numerous occasions. What does this mean for Bermuda football? We know that this is in the right direction, going back to 10 years ago, maybe even 15 years ago, under Dag Broadley with the academy, the programs. It's starting to flourish within basically the senior football.
Well, I think it goes back further than that, and a lot of credit has not been issued to the organizations that deserve it, and it's the clubs in Bermuda. The clubs is where our youngsters get started, and a lot of people have neglected to even look at those clubs and look at the programs. No, they're not 100%, but that's where these youngsters get started to where they are today. Along the way, you've had several TDEs, you've had several administrations who have put in tireless hours of work and together in Costa Rica, Dallas, and New Jersey. You know, you look at the coaching staff, you look at the players. I think a lot of them surprised themselves, surprised each other with the performance that they put in, and to know that our opponents, which is Haiti, who beat us 2-1 in Costa Rica, they're in the semifinal.
Correct.
And then Costa Rica, who beat us in Dallas, they just missed out on the semifinal, losing on penalty kicks to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, in our group, we look strong, and the performances that we put in will only benefit. You see different organizations all over the world now requesting jerseys. It was on Fox Sports last evening. One of the hosts was wearing the Bermuda jersey, doing a trivia. So, you know, we're getting that publicity for what we've accomplished thus far, and we look forward to come September when we host Panama.
Mm-hmm.
Nations
September
Cup,
5th, right?
September 5th, and then on the 9th, it's the return leg in Panama.
Right.
So, you know, that's next on the horizon for the team, but obviously they're going to have a post-mortem of this event, find out what they can do better, find out what needs to be fixed, because behind the scenes, a lot of stuff went on. Not saying negative, you know, but a lot of it was new to a lot of people. So it's just a matter of making sure that those things don't happen again in the lead up to the Panama and Mexico match, and ensuring that we have something a platform kind of to go for, you know, from here on in. So it's just a stepping stone.
Right.
That's all it is.
So the game is, you said, September 5th. That's on a Thursday.
Thursday evening.
And then turnaround leg is on the 9th.
Yep. In Panama.
In Panama. That's on a Monday.
Yep. That's the FIFA win.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. That's the FIFA.
Yep.
So after that, there's no more international matches thus far for the 2019.
October we play Mexico.
I forgot about them. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. You know the dates for them in October?
They're still on. I mean, the association might know.
Right.
I don't know as of yet.
Right.
But I do know it's 5th and 9th of September.
That means a lot has done well for BFA within our senior football.
Well, within football in general, I mean, we've been on a wave in football at the national level since the under 15 girls. We've really just gone on from that. I mean, we've had a couple of stumbling blocks here and there, but I think that a lot of people's eyes and ears, the attention turned when that corner was turned with those young ladies, and then it was almost like a challenge for the men to follow that lead, and here we have it. I mean, who would have thought? I know a lot of the players and coaches, but general people in Bermuda would have thought that the performance we put in was going to be the performance we put in, facing off against Haiti and Costa Rica, as well as Nicaragua. I mean, these countries have professional leagues in their countries. We're struggling at the amateur level locally, and we had some local players playing out of their skin in all three matches. So I look forward to what these guys are able to bring again come Panama game, and hopefully the public get out and support them, and show them that they are doing something good for the country. To be honest, I don't think there was a dollar that tourism could have spent to promote what these guys were able to do and to be seen around the world and be talked about around the world in the world of football. I think these guys have done us proud. So
yeah, you're right about that. The coverage that obviously through Fox that has helped North America, meaning the zones that we're in regarding television coverage.
Yeah,
and that it helped us tremendously.
Yeah, it was funny because in the first press conference in Costa Rica, there was about 5 journalists in the room when Kyle was there. When we got to New Jersey, it was standing room only. You had journalists from U.S. from all over the place trying to figure out where this little small little country come from, putting in these performances, and unbelievably finding out that we had school teachers, not regular football, not professional footballers in the entire squad, so they were mesmerized as how are you able to do it, so it was funny to watch. You could see the looks on Kyle's face because, you ask these questions and everybody just put in their shift, everybody was doing what they had to do, so it kind of brought even more attention to us because we had so much attention, and even when we were missing girls, the journalists would come over and say, if you could only put those chances away, you would shock the world. You would really shock the world. So, in the end, it worked out for us, defeating Nicaragua. Huge crowd of Bermudians there. We had, I would say, 50 to 60 in Costa Rica. You probably had the same amount in Dallas. And then it was a sea of pink in New Jersey, which was good to see. The Bermuda flags flying high, the noise being made. It was good to be in the stadium and see that, because to be honest, I think in Bermuda people are too passive. They don't get behind the squad like they did in New Jersey. At the stadium they're usually sitting in their seats, not really engaged in unless this team scores. So hopefully we can have that atmosphere.
Does that come from, and this is across the board with a lot of sports, people can only support you when you got the W instead of the L.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think a lot of people booked tickets because they knew the game was going to be in Jersey, hoping that Bermuda would do well. When there's 2 performances against Costa Rica and Haiti took place, and we were looking like there's a possibility that we could beat Nicaragua, because remember, Nicaragua's played 8 games in the Gold Cup and haven't scored a goal.
That's right.
So there was a lot of pressure and a lot of heat put on the coach at their press conference. I went to that one prior to the game. That got a little heated. The one after the game was just as heated. Wow. So it was a lot of pressure. And as Kyle said, we're the underdogs. No matter how you look at it, we're the underdogs. He was asked if he felt, when we were in New Jersey, Kyle was asked if he felt that we were favorites. And no, we're still the underdogs. we're still we're still the small team in this group. You know, regardless of Nicaragua sent 3 guys home after the first game.
Right.
You know,
Misconduct.
yeah, they had all sorts of internal problems. You know, so but still on paper they were the stronger team. They had professional from 1 through 23, well 1 through 20 at the time. So you know we just were able to put in a performance, 3 performances that was
Outstanding.
yeah, very much so. Yeah.
I was trying to find this quote here. This guy sent me a quote, and apparently he had to do with the national team where someone said, "There's how many people playing for Bermuda?" I can't remember because I can't find it on my phone right now.
Mm.
How many people from Bermuda come from other countries that represent Bermuda? And Kyle said, and then so he says, "Well, where they all from?" And Kyle replies to King Edward Memorial Hospital.
Yep. King Edward Memorial Hospital, and it turned it actually threw him for a loop because he was like, well, "What is that?"
Right. It's like, what is that?
But
What is that?
Yeah.
Really old
From Bermuda. Yep.
old homegrown people. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. Because there's a guy that played for Guyana that played for England. He came up through the ranks. I can't remember his name. I was reading it on BBC last week.
Yeah. His family, his mother and father were from Guyana.
Yeah, and
but
his
he was
grandmother.
he was born in England.
In England.
Yeah.
And he couldn't make England side.
Right.
Because he lost his chance to make it in the Premier League.
Right.
He came in at the age of 16, 17,
Right.
had the pressure on him. He lost
Yeah.
interest, went out to construction,
Mm.
got back into in football. I think he's in Champions League right now.
Mhm.
And then said, "Look, I would try for Guyana." And that's
Right.
basically how he got chosen. There's
Right.
like 5 or 6 other players that took that path. So
Right. I mean, when we played Guyana here in the warm up, you listening to them, they all spoke English.
Well,
Yeah. They all, when I say English, they spoke, the English language. They spoke like they were from Britain.
Wow.
Most of those guys, so they were meeting each other kind of for the first time in Bermuda.
Interesting.
Probably knew each other, but
Yeah.
really getting together.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring our first guest in. Let's come to Calvin Blankendale. Before that, we'll go to commercial break and we'll bring him inside the studio. We'll be back after this.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio on this Monday, July 1st. Joining us in the studio right now are the president of the Bermuda Cricket Board, Mr. Lloyd Smith, and the coach of the under-19 team, Mr. Arnold Manders. The under-19 team are heading off to Canada for the, under-19 World Cup qualifiers?
Yeah, sure.
Well, gentlemen, first of all, welcome. You have a monumental task ahead, a very short week of training to a long week of tournament. The good thing is we get started, we have that one break, and then we're finished the day before the tournament finishes, or 2 days before the tournament finishes. But we will know whether or not how we situated, because we start off with the 2 top teams, or 2 toughest teams. Would you say?
Yeah, that's true. Would have liked it the other way, Argentina, Cayman Islands, and United States and Canada, but like I try to tell my players, you got to learn how to control the controllables. That's out of our destiny. We just need to make sure we're ready for the first game, and the next day, the second game against United States. And if they can win those 2, we'll be halfway to putting our foot in that under-19 World Cup in South Africa.
Is it just one team that goes through, or 2?
It's only one.
Only one
team.
So it's good. It's definitely the thing is to get that start.
Right.
Can't start off with a loss, and then
We have to beat Canada and United States in order to make our chances easier. Like, if we can beat Canada, lose to United States, then that means one of them still has an advantage. So
right.
we have to win. For me, we have to win both matches and not take Cayman Islands and Argentina.
Right.
So,
The one thing I want to say or ask is very rarely are we playing back-to-back days of cricket at this high intensity. How are the boys shaping up for this? Because it's not only going to be a physical challenge, it's going to be a mental challenge, because they've got those 2 tough teams right off the bat.
yeah, we were supposed to have training at National Stadium today, so we made all our presentations that we had for the 3 days and been over the mental preparation, all our building and batting plans and team strategies today, so that we can just work on the other part of them, the Santa Lift game scenarios. They've been pretty busy since October. We started off twice a week, and then when it got to the season, we had to be careful what we were doing because the boys were playing Saturday, Sunday, training Mondays. There's a club one Tuesday, us again on Wednesday. It's a club one Thursday. The only day they really had off was Friday.
Mhm.
So what we did, we took the Tuesday away, and we used that as a recovery session for the last 2 months, where we would just go to the beach and do some light work, fitness, and then they'll have a swim. But the water's been pretty cool, so we are preparing them for the ice bath.
Oh, so it's ice bath time.
Ice baths after each match. So,
Right.
the program's run pretty good, other than we haven't had some players who are in England, but they've been playing competitive matches in England, so I'm sure they're quite ready.
Mhm.
14 or over 18 are currently at the stadium now.
Oh, okay. From an administration standpoint, Mr. President, how are things looking from your side as far as being these guys being ready administratively for this tournament?
From the board side, we're been very pleased with what Arnold's put forward and has done, on the actual coaching side.
Mhm.
And then the administrative side, we're, like I said, we have a practice match arranged for them when they get into Canada, and hopefully we'll provide them with all the stuff they need when it comes to, preparing themselves as well as being comfortable in Canada, prior to the tournament.
Arnold, you have some players who have experienced this event, this tournament. You've had some players that also play in the higher league in Bermuda. How much are you relying on them as well as these guys who have been regulars in teams in England to make sure that things stay on course for what you're hoping will be 2 W's at the beginning of the tournament?
But I put in a lot of work, like I said. I've been over a match strategists and all the birding plans and betting plans, field placement, who fields where, who builds van, and explaining to them about a plan B if something doesn't work. The 2 new boys been birding quite well in England, Jabari Darrow and Sancho Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Then this team's so different. I couldn't even tell you who I picked the first trial. I'm still in that zone
Right.
where I don't know my best 11. Hopefully the rain will subside and we can get on the pitch so we can have a look and see what we're going to do as far as that starting 11. It's going to be really important that we get the right group on the field the first day.
Now, we know Canada and USA love the slower deliveries, the spin. How have we worked to combat that? Because as we struggle at times against that slower burden.
Yeah, I think Bermuda's a bad place for youngsters to grow up because they got no full sense of security because they can reach a boundary so easy with mishits.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get in tournaments, that ball's caught 20, 50, 30 yards inside of the ball.
Right.
I mean, it's basically just teaching them the betting plans and how they're going to, like we said, we talked about betting plans, how they're going to bet the left arm orthodox spinner.
Mm-hmm.
Usually deep in the crease or go down the wicket and get it before it bounces. So we did a lot of drills.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching them if they have to look up, then they know they can go down the wicket.
Right.
But look at the hand. They have to watch the hand. The hand will tell about the length of the delivery.
Right.
But it's something that's new to them. It's taking a while for them to get used to it. So hopefully, with the last little couple of days of working on it, they can get a better understanding of it. Because either you got to go get it, or
Right.
you got to wait for it to turn. And they say they had a lot of rain in Canada, so
Right.
I'm predicting that it's going to be the slow turning wickets again.
Right.
But I'm happy with the progress that they made.
Right.
They just need to put it on the field. That's and you never know what's going to happen.
Well, that's true. How much have you built to them too? Because I mean, you can still chuck it down a little bit, just to show them, what to look for.
I've built to them a couple of times, but the shoulder, I have to save it for when I really need it. But,
Cut is over, man.
we have some good spinners. We've had what's his name, Cameron.
Yeah.
He's been up training with him if his leg breaks.
Right.
We have Isaiah, but he's not been here, so it's been difficult. But they've been playing in the league, and most of them have been scoring runs.
Right.
I'm pleased with that, and the wickets are turning. So hopefully, some of the things that have been taught have been put in place in those matches.
Right.
From a coaching's perspective, Arnold, you've been around for numerous years. You coached at the senior level and various junior levels. And under 19 to under 16 levels. What's the comparison of this team now that you're putting together for this tournament?
I've had quite some good teams. I think it's a good team, but probably overloaded with the medium paces and not too many spinners. But that's how generations go.
Right.
I've had some good teams. I didn't know where to put them. I don't think they will come close to them. But I have a lot of confidence in their ability. They improved over the last 6 or 7 months. Dalen Ritson is making quite a few runs in the league. Well, quite a few of them are making runs, but as long as we follow our batting plans and bowling plans and can be consistent with them, I think we have a chance with any of the teams that we have to play.
Mm-hmm. In addition to that, your expectations, is any particular, well, football, any sport is a team sport, is this divided or decided, I should say, amongst the team players, but you're also looking for leadership. Yes, your captain's your vice captain, but you're also looking for others to lead as well, correct?
Yeah, I have quite a few leaders in it. I have Dalen Ritson, my nephew Jaden, Jabari Darrell, he plays for Cleveland. He spent most of his time in England, is just back. Sancho Jackson, he's playing for Bayless Bay. There's quite a Shirai Painter from Weird. So those are the older ones, but most 3/4 of them will be able to play in the next tournament. I think we'll be competitive in this tournament. If they do play up to their ability, I think we can beat Canada and the United States, but we don't have any chances for ours. So it's a hit and a miss for me.
Why did we end up like this more often than none, where we have guys who can play in the next tournament? Because we had that the last tournament.
Yes.
We always seem to be catching guys at the either the tail end of their going out, or they're so young that they got another time back into the tournament.
Well, you got to remember, man, it's a small place, and the birth rate of Bermuda, the numbers, and then we got to share it with other sports, or they have to go play one sports.
Right.
That's just the way it is. You just gotta look. Control.
Well, that's true.
I have to work with them and make them better, and
right.
that's what I like doing.
Right. How challenging has it been for you, per se, to put this team together with the staff that you had to ensure that every little detail is covered to how you want it in preparation to boarding that flight?
I think we'll cover every basis. It's been pretty difficult because it's something that has been new to the players, like understanding the batting and bowling plans, team strategies. But I think they've got onto it. If you talked to me about 4 months ago, I've been very negative. But right now, I'm very optimistic.
Right.
I just wish the rain would stop so we can get and do some more work before we go away.
What has changed for you to change that mentality 4 months to where you were 4 months ago to today?
I've had to be a sergeant major at times. I had to be a father at times. I've had to be a mother to console them or whatever.
Right.
But I have to go the hard way because it seems like this generation is the only way. If I raise my voice, they'll listen. If I talk softly, they're all over the place, in one ear out the other. Just this morning, I had to go off, begin another thing, and they've been pretty good since. So we have the sergeant major, and then my Mr. Cal Waldron, my assistant.
Right.
He's the pacifist. He can't be as brutal as I can.
Mr. President, what does this mean for cricket in Bermuda, for this program and other programs going forward? I know you outlined your initiative plans when you were sworn in as the new president, but it seems like things are starting to fall into place from the domestic to the international side for you.
Yes, this program, as me and Anna have discussed, has since the last time we qualified for the World Cup, has really gone very, very out there. It had no real program. So hopefully that we're on board and looking for the future. We are looking to not just worry about this tournament coming up, and we've always been doing nothing in the gap year. So hopefully we can get back to what we used to do in the past, is finding other places to do other tournaments and participate in the gap year, like next year.
Right.
And hopefully what we're talking about is what we used to do before, was go on to the Garfield Silvers tournament and give these guys a much more opportunity to play and play competitively against guys that are in age, so that when it comes around to this year, which is the tournament year, that these being sending guys to tournament that has no experience playing in the international arena. So that's what's it's but hopefully that we could carry you on and benefit and start moving forward and progressing back in this age group, and we also would like to get the under 15s out there as well and doing something. You know what I mean? They're in the academy right now, so hopefully we can look to get a program going for them. So it's fitting right in.
Okay, so then that means progress for your youth program into your senior program, and this where you outlined that area where we lacked in the past of cricket from the administrative side.
Yes.
Well done.
So let me ask this question: What is the ICC and, for that matter, the West Indies Cricket Board saying about the youngsters' cricket in the region? Because it's going to be a joint effort to ensure places like Bermuda get the opportunity. Because for us, it's a big financial burden to get anywhere. Unlike USA and Canada, who can hop on a bus and go across a border, you know what I mean? But in our region, it makes it that much more difficult. So, what are the talks between ICC, Americas, and West Indies and the region? What are the countries in the region?
The countries in the region all feel the same.
Mm-hmm.
The Americas region, we all feel the same, that the lack of having the under 15 tournament that we used to have has really hindered our growth. ICC is not funding that tournament anymore, and inside the region, we're trying to figure out how we can do it ourselves. You know what I mean? By looking for putting an organization together that's actually going to be able to organize and put that under 15 tournament on, and actually go out and find funding for us as well, so that it doesn't put such a burden on the countries that we know would have to travel to certain locations depending on who decides to host it.
Right.
And most important course right now is travel. So.
Right. Well, we do need to take a commercial break, but when we come back, I need you to answer this question. If the ICC is there for the development of cricket, why are they not developing at a young age? But we get you to answer that when we come back from this commercial break. We'll be back. And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio again on this Monday, July 1st. Before we went to commercial break, again joining us in studio is the president of the Bermuda Cricket Board, Mr. Lloyd Smith, and the coach of the under-19 team, Mr. Arnold Mendes. But before we went to the break, I did put a question to you, Mr. President. You got an answer for me?
Well,
political answer or the or the real answer?
Just your political head on.
Yes, political answer. But still trying to host the ICC America's tournament in August. So political answer. Basically, it's it's the lack of funding that the Americas region gets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The American region has a certain budget, and to put on the actual programs that they do, and coaching programs, umpiring programs, all the other stuff in what they consider development.
Mm-hmm.
The under 15 ink in that program for development at that young age. So it is a shame,
mm-hmm.
and like I said, the region understands that, and it understands that's how we grew as a region and became competitive. And since we haven't done it, we noticed the lack of competitiveness in our region. So we have to actually, move out from, like other regions have done, move away from ICC and create our own tournaments.
Would there be a possibility Bermuda creating their own tournament?
Yes, well, not just Bermuda, but
inside
the region. And
right.
we have talked about, even like locations where we can have tournaments, which makes it less cost efficient
right.
for everybody, like taking it to Miami or, taking it to one of the other, Caribbean countries and creating tournaments there. So, it's hope, but everything takes a while. At least everybody's on the same opinion now,
right.
that we definitely need to do stuff ourselves and stop worrying about just the money that we get from ICC.
Right, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about it.
Yeah.
We had under 13, under 15, under 19 program. That's where our success came from.
Right.
But we had the corporate sponsorship. The
Mm-hmm.
under 13s were sponsored. I don't know, but I can't even remember by who. And they went and played in St. Lucia every year in the under 13 tournament. And a lot of those players that played in there going to play for the West Indies and older countries.
Right.
The under 15s was always Bermuda, Canada, and United States.
Mm-hmm.
And the under 19s always went to the service tournament. So it was a progression.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we qualified for the World Cup,
Mhm.
actually, on the 19th with
Yeah.
Malachi Jones, Rodney Trump, and all those, like at least 9 or 10 of them went on to represent Bermuda.
Mhm.
So I think that's the way out. We're going to have to try and be resourceful and find the way to get younger players from under 13, under 15, under 19
Mhm.
competing in tournaments so that when they get to the big show with the under 19 World Cup qualifiers, that had ample time to grow, and become better players, and most importantly, better people.
Right.
Mm.
Mr. President, coming up shortly is also the general meeting for the ICC over in England. As with the World Cup, they usually have their meetings there. Is that a chance for the region to voice their concerns collectively to the board of,
Yes,
of the ICC?
yes. Actually, the meeting's from the 15th to the 19th, and we, as the associates, the associates of America's associates our meetings 1st.
Mhm.
So we discuss regional stuff, and then we also have an associate meeting before it gets to the general meeting. We also have an associate meeting for all the associates around the world. That we also have that we put proposals forward to the main body when they have their AGM, when we have the major AGM. So yes, there's a lot of stuff that's basically been talked about, being on the agenda for the associates meeting. So we'll see how it goes.
That
I
should
know
take
that
about 4 days itself, isn't it?
beg your pardon?
That should take about 4 days itself. But Arnold, back to the under 19s again. It's a very important to get that start. As you say, it's been raining quite a bit in Canada, so the wickets will be a little softer than usual. What would you want to do if you wanted to toss on a damp wicket in Canada?
In Canada, I think it all depends on how much moisture's in the surface. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing to do. Some people can't read it, but I had a lot of experience as being captain of Bermuda and traveling all over the world. Right, I think I could make an educated decision on whether we're going to bet or build first. But if it's bet, you want to give it time to dry out, and hopefully, if you get the better part of it. But it's going to be difficult assessing this stuff. That's the part.
So it's vital winning the toss and vital winning that first game.
It's vital. Win every game.
But
You cannot lose one.
One thing I'm a firm believer that Bermuda and Bermudians play off a lot of emotion, and if things are going well, we tend to do well. Get these last minute preparations that we're putting in place at the stadium before taking off. Do you anticipate, although you want to make sure everybody's understanding what their roles and responsibilities are, how much do you want to let them relax themselves to make sure that they're in the right frame of mind going out there?
We'll be in the middle of that when we talk about the mental conditioning. And we've been through it. I had several presentations with it already. It's not really taught at the club level, so it's something new. The better players usually have that, that gut, nothing disturbs them, but it's trying to get the younger ones who've never been exposed to it or played at a higher level to understand that they have the ability to perform. So they just need to believe in it. You only can achieve it if you believe it, and that's what we've been stressing to them for the last 6 months.
Okay.
We ain't got no guys that look 19 that can play, man. I don't care what their ages are. These guys do the same thing.
I think they'll be all right. And the good thing about it is I know they'll be competitive. We're putting the Bermuda Creek Board's putting things in place for the next year. It's going to be the 2-year program, so they won't have any rest those that are still eligible, and 3/4 of them are. So we just need to find a few other players and start training, get to the service tournament, and get them groomed, and then work 4 years for the next tournament. And I think then we'll be a little stronger, but the players that have been to the last one believe that United States and Canada only have 2 or 3 of the players that they had the last time, and we have 5 or 6 that are going back. So I'm thinking that we should be very competitive.
But they had an influx of Sri Lankan, Pakistani.
Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it.
Gentlemen, we have to break away right now for news at 1 o'clock, but we can still keep here after. Just give us 5 minutes to play the news and weather. We can come back to you. Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right. Don't you take it away. The news coming out.
Talk Radio on Power 95 FM with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Baston.
You want to take it or let me take it?
You're lying. That was about me. We're live.
Well, we're going to finish off with the under-19 national coach of cricket with Mr. Arnold Mendes and the president of Bermuda Cricket Board, Lloyd Smith. Just wrapping up here. The under-19 tournament will take place in Toronto, getting underway this coming Saturday. Is it? Monday. We play USA. Canada first. Host first.
I think I remember because it's changed so many times.
Yeah. But the final,
It's Canada, United States.
a day off.
Day off came in Argentina.
Right.
Day off, but it's a lot of rain days.
Yes.
That's why
Yeah.
it stays so long.
Right. So hopefully we get the start we're looking for.
Very optimistic.
Well, you said 4 months ago you had a different perception of it all, but now we're looking at it in a different light.
I am. Trust me.
He said, trust me.
Yeah. I don't like losing. I tell the boys that all the time. I'm not a loser. So
Right.
let's pay attention and let's do
Ask what team you played for in the classic.
Which classic?
Oh, God.
Oh, cup match.
Classic.
He does. Yeah, he played for St. George's. He scored a century against us. Hit one the copper against Somerset. He's the only Mendes man to play for St. George's. His brothers, nephews played for Somerset.
The rest of them were confused.
Yeah, the rest of them were not as smart as the uncle or the brother.
There you go.
Oh, that's
Silence.
No, I'm calling back. I know.
That comes from families.
Yeah.
My father's family was from Somerset,
Right.
and my mother's family is from
St.
St.
George's, yeah.
So it was just my mother and I, and the rest.
And Somerset. And they won the cup more times. Bottom line. Anyway,
Not under my watch,
No.
that's in the past. I'm talking present.
for sure. I'm embarrassed to say it.
No, don't feel embarrassed, mate. I'll just refresh your memory for you. That's all.
Well, Mr. President, on to bigger and better things. Also, we have coming up, you have for the senior team, you have three practice matches coming up against Bahamas,
In July.
right? And then on to the tournament in August.
In August.
How are things shaping up for that?
I think they're shaping up pretty good. If you guys were aware, on Friday night we had the senior team had the practice match up at Somerset Cricket Club underneath the lights, the T20 competition, which been pretty good. Had a very good turnout. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that continues when it comes to the Bahamas tour. That we got people coming out and doing it. Actually the organizing team was up at White Hill yesterday, going over the final details of converting that into a nice international arena up at White Hill. So I think we're looking okay right now. The senior teams in training, they're training just as hard as the under-19s right now.
Right.
And they're training, between the BHS gym and National Stadium, and so things are going pretty good right now.
Well, Mr. Mendes, I wish you and your team all the best. We'll stay in touch with you, and hopefully that smile stays, if not gets bigger, as the tournament goes on.
I want to thank you for having us, and hopefully we'll bring the bacon here.
Credit to both of you gentlemen and to the president more so. It's that, we hear more information about cricket now than we've had in the past. So credit to you and your marketing team for getting it out there and sharing to what you guys are doing. It's good stuff.
One question before you go. Sports in Bermuda. Sports in Bermuda has been on a high of late.
Yes.
How you plan to continue this run? Because we gotta continue it, man. The guys have gotta feel it, man.
I'm hoping they're feeling it. I think we have a great opportunity here. They just need to take it. I think we've done a lot of work in the last 6 months. Not a couple more days, and then we'll just have to see how we make out.
Okay. All right. So, are we wearing pink?
Yes, we are. We're in pink.
Okay then.
All right.
Well,
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Pink and blue.
okay then. It's not red and blue, so we should start winning now.
Yeah, it's not cup match.
I
So it's
tell
all right.
you, I was working on getting the national colors changed.
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. Well, we'll be back after this commercial break with more Inside Sports Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Baston.
Yeah, lots going on within cricket. A lot of information has been shared, and obviously the new president in town, he's definitely putting some things in place that involves all age groups in Bermuda. But some good points he brought about were the under 13s. He wants to get them exposed with the Garfield Silvers tournament, and then he goes on the 11s tournament. Then we get involved in instead of just waiting until the under 19s. As you know full well, in cricket, there's 3 countries that run the ICC.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it seems like that's still happening to this day.
Well, I mean, what they were talking about was the fact that it takes us back to where we used to be as far as getting our youngsters involved
Right.
internationally at a young age. So domestically, we get more kids involved because they see that there's an opportunity internationally to play at a young age.
And you're right, and that's where we blossomed. That's why we were able to qualify for then the World Cup because those young players coming along. But getting back to what I was saying earlier, there's 3 countries that control ICC. You know what?
Yeah.
That's why cricket is not going to be the #1 sport.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't open it up globally for everyone to get involved as much as they say
benefit
themselves, right? So then that's why people like myself and others say, you know what? I like cricket, but you're getting to be a stalemate because you got the same countries involved, right? That's why football is global.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, they have their powerhouses too, but it's a more of a global powerhouse for cricket. And there's 3, and then in this World Cup, there's 11 countries. I can't remember exactly, like 11 or 12 countries. That's the problem, mate. If you open it up,
well,
you know, you say you want to get the sport out there, you want to compete with football, you want to compete with golf, for example.
right.
But yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, I've listened to a few people of late talking about this actual World Cup that's on now.
Right.
It's actually too long.
Oh, it's definitely too long.
Too long.
It's too long.
And that's going to be the risk of putting 48 teams in the FIFA World Cup.
But you know what the difference is?
You can play multiple games in a day.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's the other
That's
one?
the only plus.
And what's the no? The one more plus.
What's that?
That's why T20 is going to take over. It's a shorter version.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Without a
Though you and I grew up on Test cricket and
Right.
went into 50 overs and be like, okay, it's a faster game. It's over one day. The competition or you're having with other sports regarding time wise, game's over in 2 hours.
Yeah, this is game 39 today, or game 40.
Right.
That's 40 days.
And you're not even played the semifinals that start. They start
Yeah.
later this week, I think. Later this week.
Yeah.
And so that's where you're competing. That's where the T20 will come in and say, you know what? We need to take over. Just want to give listeners an update on the Sri Lanka West Indies series. Sri Lanka batted first, scored 338 for 6, and they were allotted 50 overs in reply. West Indies are 168 for 5. Top batsman right now, or opening batsman, he said he was going to retire. He's not going to retire now. It's Chris Gayle. He said he's going to retire in the World Cup, but with India coming into the Caribbean in September and October, he's going to play against it, so he's not going to retire in the international scene.
Did he actually say he was going to retire?
Yeah, but now he withdrew last week. And
okay.
He's going to extend for that series.
I thought they just done the story saying he's coming. He's eventually going to come to the end of his playing career.
Right. No, he came back and said he will come and play the India series.
No kidding.
India series. But right now they are 169 for 5, 170 more runs to win from 18.4 overs. Pruin is not out on 45, and Brathwaite not out on 6. So it's been a rough series for the West Indies.
You think Brathwaite could excite the crowd like he did in the last game, but then it all fell apart in the last over?
It's a possibility, but he's got to start a little early. 170 runs from 18.4 overs. He's got to start now.
Yeah. Couple of 6s and 4s, threw in some overthrows, couple of wides here and there.
Yeah, that mathematically, that's what 170 runs.
18 times 6.
Yeah, 18 times 6. Yeah, it's 108 balls, 170 runs. He's got to start now.
Yeah.
He's got to start now. And 5 wickets in hand.
Right.
So he needs to open up the blade. Now, that's it. But back to the local front, this is a great opportunity for another 19s to shine. And you made a good point about Bermuda's on a high.
Right.
So they can emulate that from football, that psyche, and say, they can do it, we can do it. You can definitely tell that head coach Arnold Landers from his coaching career, fantastic coaching career from seniors to various other youth programs, this task is a challenge.
It is.
He said his the grandmother.
The mother, the father,
and the head coach.
Yeah.
One on one.
Yeah.
So his gotta be big tall order, but he's a person that communicates well and he can
I
get the
think-
message across.
I think the other challenge that he will face is the unknown. As he said, both Canada and USA probably have 2 or 3 guys returning. So the rest of the nucleus are new. So you haven't seen them build or bat. You know, you're going to be
Right.
finding out things as the game's going on.
I wonder, these teams like Canada and the United States, do they train like Bermuda, like all together, 6,
Oh,
7
no,
months?
no,
No?
no, not at all. They fly that import via, man.
So you're trying to tell me they don't put in the time like we do? They just
They
they
put it in-
fly. They fly them in like a day before, 2 days
Not
before.
putting in the time
Uh-huh.
in the places of where they live.
Got you. So you're telling me someone from Canada
Yeah,
could be living in Sri Lanka
yeah.
because his mother or father or grandmother lives in Toronto and has residence there. So he become Canadian.
Stranger things have happened, yeah.
It's happened.
Right in front of our eyes.
It's happened. Yeah.
We were talking off air, you know, I happened to be there in 2007.
Right.
The Canadian, all the teams were staying at one hotel with the exception of the Canadian team. 2 other players were staying at the hotel. Those were the 2 that were in Canada. The rest of the team stayed elsewhere. So they met each other
So
at the field.
imported into Canada.
Yeah.
So they met the 2 players in Canada.
In
I
Canada.
recall you doing the story.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility this could happen again.
Certifiably. I believe that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And while the way sport is going now, even in the domestic, you know, all the other competitions we're going in, we get the opportunity to get video of a team playing. But in this particular tournament, they won't. They will just. You'll find out on the day. You'll find out as you're building to the person, as you're facing the person building. You know, you have to learn as you go. So that's probably the one downside of it. But at the senior level, they have all the video, so a country could request, and I'm pretty sure that the Bermuda Cricket Board senior program with Herbie Bascom has been asking for video of Canada, USA, Cayman Islands for the tournament that's coming up here. So, you know, so you'll get an idea of what each batsman does, what bowlers do, and so forth. So, I wish this team well, and I just say take the feeling and the vibe that is going through sport in this country right now, and go out there and do the country proud.
Understood. That's a tall order.
Yeah.
But anything is possible.
Anything.
Look at Haiti. You know what's
Yeah.
interesting about Haiti, just switching up a bit, that all 3 matches they've come from behind,
Mm-hmm.
Alright. and they were down 2-0
Yeah.
to Canada
Yeah.
on Saturday night, and put 3 of them in the second half.
Yeah. And I mean, they showed us. You know, first half we went into the change room 1-0 lead. They came out and changed gears, with one player making a big difference in the team that like sparked the entire team, and they looked a completely different outfit in the second half. You know, and they've done it again and again and again. So you know they've done the same thing with Costa Rica in New Jersey. You know, they just change gears, and it's very difficult to stop that train once they start going like that.
That comes to fitness as well.
Yeah.
You know, that comes to fitness. Like our players, when we played Haiti, we had an excellent first half, and then after 10 minutes of the second half, our legs were tired,
Mm.
and that's where Haiti turned on the engines and said, you know, we're going to overdrive.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're still working our way towards that, and hopefully we can see some improvement in when we face Panama in that regard. I think the spirit and the understanding of what Bermuda is trying to accomplish will still be there with the players. I did ask Coach Kyle Lightbourne what message he had for any local players that are looking to get involved in the program, and his simple message was, you got to continue to train. Right now, the players hold the shirts, but you know there's always a possibility of injuries. There's also a possibility of somebody falling out of favor through, you know, not playing well, not training well.
Correct.
So you know it's going to be an opportunity. You just have to be ready and willing and ready for that opportunity if you're ever called upon to jump into the shoes of you know, and doing the job that's required, because that's the most important thing. It's the discipline of doing the job required.
And your point is valid again because this is an opportunity for our players who say, I can represent Bermuda now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's the injuries. Yes, for this reason or that reason. But also the unknown meaning that you can make it because we never heard of you, never saw you.
Mm.
So you can step your game up and play.
Mhm.
And then, like we've all been asking for a number of years, more international matches, more time to see players shine and make it to the top.
I'm pretty sure the Bermuda Football Association has been inundated with phone calls from countries that wouldn't have even paid us any attention prior to this Gold Cup if we wanted a match with them. But now they're probably calling saying, okay, can we get a match? Can we get a match? I'm pretty sure. If not, if we were to call them, they'll say yes right away. They'll pick up the phone right away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's real good, man. That's
We're in a
really
position now that we're in a better seat to control what goes on with our destiny as far as playing matches. If we can get funding, I know that's another tall order. The same thing as the cricket. It's that funding to travel. It's that funding to train. It's that funding to get camps going for the players to prepare. That all takes money. That all takes time. And I even said to one group of the press that we were there, I said, you realize our entire coaching staff, when they get back on Tuesday,
It'll work.
they're gonna go to work. What do you mean? So yeah, they have to go to work. They work for a living. Football is
It's part time.
Yes.
It's a casual.
Yeah.
And
Recreation.
We're amateurs. Recreation.
Yeah. They couldn't wrap their heads around it. Literally could not wrap their heads around it. So
These players only play Saturday and Sunday.
yeah,
Right?
figure that out.
2 night games over a month.
Yep. Train 2 hours each. Well, it's supposed to be 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
But then they get to the national level and the demand is put on them. And a lot of guys put their hands up and said, you know what? I'm ready for the challenge. And those that were selected were the ones that fitted into the mode in which the coaching staff wanted for this particular tournament. Not to say that come Panama, they might look at other players because they might want to change a style or might want to change a formation. And certain players might not fit into that plan. So, the door is open.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don Bassett,
Yes,
we're
sir.
about to take a commercial break. Listeners, you can give us a call in at 292-9595. I did say at the top of the hour, the opening, that Camille Evans will be joining us today in the National Association's president.
Mm-hmm.
I got the dates mixed up.
Okay.
It's my fault, so please
Okay.
accept my apologies. She'll enjoy a day off today and enjoy us next week. Join us next week, excuse me.
Okay.
So I did get the dates mixed up. She joins us next week on Inside Sports Talk Radio. Let's take a commercial break and we'll be back after this.
Sports Talk Radio on Power 95 FM with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Beeston.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Just switching gears, but still in sports. Have you heard the latest in the NBA draft? NBA free agency, excuse me.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk all night. Phones have been going off. A lot of emails going on. There's talk of Kevin Durant
Durant,
going to Brooklyn Nets.
correct. Kyrie Irving
joining.
and DeAndre Jordan, the center that played for LA Clippers, the
Yes,
Mavericks,
yeah.
and to the Knicks. Now it's going to the Brooklyn Nets.
Nets, yeah. But all saying all that, nobody signed anything yet. So
Well, and you're right. The sign, yeah, you're right.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
the free agent becomes like last night, 6 o'clock
Right,
their time, right?
Right.
Or 6 o'clock their time.
Their
Either way.
time, yeah.
Their time.
Yeah,
so
because
7 our time.
from Golden State, he signed. They offered him $190 million as the max contract.
Clay
Klay Thompson, yeah.
Yes, correct.
And he signed it right away before the deadline.
Right.
So that avoided becoming a free agent. It'll be interesting to see. Oh, what his name got drafted? That's sent to. Oh man.
This person that we're referring to.
Oh man. I can't remember his name, but
Zion Williams.
no. A big name player. He plays for. Who's he playing for? But I can't remember. He was shocked at the fact that they traded him.
Oh, you're talking about from Golden State.
Yes.
Iguodala.
Iguodala.
Yes.
Shocked.
Yeah, he was shocked.
Yeah.
But he says he kind of heard something happening in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
And so he's going on to Memphis.
That's it. The Grizzlies.
Right.
Yeah.
He's going from up west down south.
Right.
I was like,
right.
But I get that. He may retire, wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
He's got, what, 3 championships now? Something like that.
It looks as if Golden State's decided, you know what, we've had our run, time to rebuild.
Yeah. And they're looking to have Klay Thompson, but obviously, if he's still almost 3/4 of the year league season that is, and then come back like February of 2020, right? The interesting part is this, right? So, Kevin Durant goes to Brooklyn, right? He's got to sit over here because he had ACL.
Right.
All fairness, he's going to still get paid.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But the story was this morning, he wanted to sign with the Knicks. But you know why he didn't sign with the Knicks?
They wouldn't offer him the max.
No, right. But you know why? Because
they
asked for his medical
doctors,
records. And he said no.
Right.
I'm like,
right.
They have every right to do that.
Yeah.
Right? Which,
they want to make sure that it's repaired properly.
Right. And they want to know the injury, the severity, His camp.
Why would I invest millions and millions of dollars into you?
And you can sit over here anyway.
Yeah.
And you don't show me your records?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense, right? So that was the big story this morning, that he wouldn't show his health records.
And the general manager said, you know what? That's it.
That's it. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I really don't blame him, right?
Yeah.
I understand the Knicks fans upset because they really haven't had a.
But what happens if it doesn't heal?
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point.
And then you're saying to your general, well, you shouldn't have done it.
Exactly. So the heat's not on him, right?
Yeah.
He's thinking long-term future.
Yeah.
So let's just say that he sits out this year and he don't come back the same person because I think it's 28, 29. Once you hit that 3-0, you ain't the same, mate. Okay?
And
you're not the same.
Major injury.
A major ACL. And he's not like 6'4". He's 6'11".
Yeah.
All right? So that's a major injury. So I would have made the same decision regarding the Knicks. Though we haven't won any championships since, 60-something, the Village Reed coming back on, all that good stuff.
There's a lot of noise out on the West Coast with the Lakers. And then
the
Clippers were in the driver's seat for a little while.
Then, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And so Kawhi hasn't announced it. He has until July 4th to make his announcement, which is obviously Thursday.
If you've read it, he had a meeting with Magic.
Right. And now he's having one with LeBron.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So.
This morning they were saying, on us switching various channels, they were saying, well, Lakers are in the driver's seat, but you can't count on Toronto. Then they say Toronto's in the driver's seat. Then you say the Clippers in the driver's seat.
But
only one person is.
Yeah. His clothing sponsor.
New Balance?
Yeah. They're in California too. So I mean, they're in Los Angeles as well. So they're hoping that he comes over there because then the product.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
So.
And he's interesting because he's a quiet guy, right? And I'm saying the shoe New Balance is really a running shoe.
Right.
It's not a real basketball shoe.
Yeah.
It's making its name in baseball now. I don't know if you looked at it in the last 2 years. It made some huge strides for baseball players, right? But basketball is not really a big shoe. It's Nike first.
Right.
Down
Definitely.
But it kind of fits his mood,
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see what he does.
These guys go to LA not just to play the sport, because they want a movie career.
Well, hey, and that's the best way.
Yeah.
Think about it, right? When you and I were growing up, right? Let's be real. We went for, let's say, we're the athlete. We went for the money.
Yeah.
These guys looking for careers
when they finish.
after,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's no more just about buying the house for the mom or the pops
Right,
for the brothers or sisters or the cars or whatever.
Yeah.
They're looking long term, which just comes on.
All I'm gonna do is be in 2 movies and I'm done. That's it. I'm straight.
Or be a producer
Right.
or a shareholder or something of that sort. Right.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it because that's long term.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's long term. But what we forget here in Bermuda is that, like a guy Kevin Durant, he signed a 4-year, 141 million, two signed, I should say.
Right.
141, 160, whatever the case may be. 33% of that goes back to Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
So you got to take that out first.
Right.
Take that 33% off of that 141 million.
Yeah.
And then you got to take away the agent money.
Right.
The agent you got to pay, right? And then your doctors,
Yeah,
your personal
because you got
doctors, and all
your
that.
personal, yeah.
Right? Your personal
Yeah.
doctors.
You
These
got your
guys
med-
do
you
now,
got-
your medical staff.
You got your own fitness, medical, all those people.
You got to pay.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what these athletes are doing now. They're not using the team per
Right.
se.
But the team is their insurance over there, but they have the personal people that get them up in the morning, do what they have to do, stretch them out, run them. Doctors checking heart,
Nutrition,
monitoring.
you name it.
Yeah.
And since you mentioned that, I just found out this morning. I knew he had a run-in with San Antonio, meaning Kawhi.
Mhm.
That's why he left. But I didn't know the reason behind it. I just thought it was him and the coach didn't get along.
Right.
They diagnosed his injury incorrectly in San Antonio until he brought his own staff in.
Right.
And they said, no, this is the injury that you have.
Oh, okay.
And so then he said, you know what? See ya.
Mm.
And they wouldn't allow him to bring his staff in San Antonio.
Right.
That's why he's like, well, trade me to then was the Lakers.
Right.
But eventually went to Toronto.
Right. Yeah.
So and one of the deals when he went to Toronto was that he bring his medical team, and they allowed it.
Right.
And then his medical team, there were games where he said he couldn't play this season.
Mm.
His medical team called it at the end of the day.
Right.
Who has the last laugh?
Yeah.
Him and his medical team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting, man. Sports is interesting.
It's becoming science now. Really
Well,
down
you're
to
right.
science.
Yeah. And that's across the board, but a lot of sports, not just
if
NBA.
Behind the scenes, even got a up close personal look at the Gold Cup and behind the scenes, how well teams are looking at when it's heat. How long do you stay out in the heat? How checking body temperatures, checking hydration and all that. It's really down to science where we used to, everybody, you guys look like you're tired. Let's go in the shade. Years ago,
Right.
because we didn't have that.
Right.
Now it's right down to a science.
Science.
You got a doctor looking at you. You got you got the fitness part, the physio looking at you. All sorts of different things going on, and they're taking notes all the time. So,
No, that's true. That's true. And they did it in the Women's World Cup this week. When France played the U.S. on Friday.
Yeah.
They didn't call it time. I forget what it's called.
Water break.
I guess they water break.
Yeah.
It was like a 3-minute water break.
Yeah.
The time keeps running, but they had their 3 minutes back on.
Right.
Just for the half.
Mandatory water break whenever the temperature's over a certain degrees and so forth.
And you can see it's a good call.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
call.
They do it a lot in the summer in the U.S. as well because it's just it's unbearable. You can't. There's no way you could just keep the body going like that. And they done it at the Gold Cup in Dallas. The first game, we played the 8:30 game, but the first game they done it in both halves. It was just so hot. The Toyota Stadium was down in like a little valley. They built it up.
Okay.
So I mean, we're standing up on the roadside and it's blazing. When you go inside the stadium, it's even hotter because the heat's going down. And I'm like, this is not real.
No.
It's not real, but it is what it is, and they look out for those things. They look out, precautions for the players and for the officials around as well to ensure that everybody's taken care of.
It's important.
Yeah,
it's important.
Yeah.
Just an update again here on the fixture in the ICC. Sri Lanka again batted first, scored 338 for 6. In reply, West Indies 200 for 6 now, with 15 overs remaining. Puran is on 71 not out, and Brathwaite, he was run out for 8.
Mm.
Run out,
so he didn't have a run.
Yeah.
I mean, last
So
get into has your players returned to training as of yet? Because everybody else is kicking in now.
Which sport are you talking about?
Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool.
Yeah.
My training actually starts this week. You're right.
Yeah,
it starts July 4th.
Everybody's starting to open up camps now.
Yeah. We're looking still to sign some players, and
then you signed a fullback, didn't you?
No, he hasn't signed yet.
I thought I saw it signed.
Yeah.
Fullback though, right?
Yeah, the fullback, left fullback, left one. Yeah. So no, we're looking to sign some more players. While you're talking, we just saw Ingus for £23 million. He was on loan last year to Southampton.
Right.
So that's more money in the kitty for me, but we still need 1 or 2 more players.
Okay.
We're looking to challenge again, and We'll do our best. The big story, since you're talking about football, I think is the upcoming league. It's your boy Neymar, right? Out of PSG. He wants to go back to Barcelona.
Right.
Let me ask you this. If you were Barcelona, would you take him back?
Well, the president already said no.
I know. And he didn't hold back, right?
Yeah, the president
He was like,
already said
no,
no.
his attitude,
Yeah.
he said, on the field, off the field, man, it's like night, he didn't say night and day, but it's like two different people, man.
And I don't think there's an English club that is willing to pay that price for him.
No, but let's just see what happens because although the president said it, you know, the board or the directors around there can override that and say, look, take him because Messi is 33 years old.
Yep.
He's 26, 27. He could ride our coattail for the next 6 years.
Right. Till we find another
Until you
replacement.
find another replacement. So
Mhm.
let's do that
Mhm.
and see what happens, right?
But have they spent the money that they got from him?
Well, they gave me some of it. They gave it to me
Yeah.
for Coutinho,
Right.
right?
Is
Because
it
they sold him for 200 million. Then, right?
220 something million? Yeah.
Right. So they gave me 143. So it's that 70 something left on there. That ain't no money, no.
Yeah.
So I don't know, mate. That's interesting. And they said today at PSG he's not going to show up for preseason training.
Yeah, the other problem you have, no matter where he goes, remember he's still facing that 3-match ban for the UEFA or Champions League.
Yeah.
So he can't be no help to you there, especially the group stages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's all caught up to him. What I mean by that, it's
pressure, man.
pressure. And that other team play. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's all about him.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about him.
I saw him play in the Olympics, Brazil-Germany final, and I saw him trying to do a lot of stuff where he should have brought his teammates in, and it was like a lot of individual stuff. But in the end, they ended up winning 1-0. He scored, but I think he could have helped the team a lot more by, playing in a few times. So,
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
Well, let's take a commercial break. Just letting our listeners know if you have any questions, give us a call at 292-9595 on this Monday, July 1st. As we know, the countdown, we are 32 days away
From St. George's being presented to the cup.
I get it. You guys present the cup and hand it right over to Somerset. Not a problem. I got it, Papa. Not a problem. It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. We're just saying.
But you're fine in the Eagles, so I weren't here, and I wasn't this, I wasn't that.
If it's not live, it's Memorex.
In your case, yeah, we memory. So
Yeah.
you play it back and understand it.
I'm taking all the Duracell batteries out.
Yeah. I'll text you.
That's all right.
I'll text you the scores. Yeah, sick boys. I think the Duracell batteries out. I'll give you Energizer. That is Duracell, right?
That is Duracell. Yeah.
All right. What's the other battery out there? I forget.
Ever ready?
Everett, right?
That's
Everett
old
battery.
school. That's
Yeah.
Old school, right?
Yeah.
So,
Phillips.
oh, Jesus, Phillips. I ain't forgot about them. Yeah. So we'll see. I can understand you and Don Bass want to take the battery out. Yeah, I get it. Not a problem, Papa.
The shoe will soon be on the other foot.
With the 117th annual Cutman's Classic.
The one that Mr. Rollins would never forget. Right, DB?
Yeah, if you take the batteries out, switch your solar energy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the sun. You can't even block the sun.
That's right.
Solar
I get
energy.
it. We take it. I'm not going to forget. I'm not. You're absolutely right. Victory. When's the last time you guys won the cup?
2011.
Okay. All right.
That was
So
yesterday.
it's 8 years ago.
That was yesterday.
Yesterday.
It was yesterday. That's what
Oh,
it feels
that's right.
like.
2011 in St. George's.
That's what it feels
I
like.
remember that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
It was
by
like
2
yesterday.
wickets.
Yeah.
I remember I was on vacation. Went fishing for a while.
You did.
Went fishing.
Yeah.
And you've been fishing ever since.
Yeah, we're back now.
No, you've been fishing ever since. You're still fishing.
We're back.
You're still fishing because you didn't have the crop seeds. You're still fishing.
Hey,
And so when you don't win it this year, it's another 365 days of enjoyment with fishing.
It's not gonna happen though. We'll come away victorious. I think.
I don't understand
Pretty
you doing. You're from Southampton, right?
Yeah.
You're from
No,
work
you
in the
do.
West.
Man, smart.
Oh, you're confused anyway, bro.
That
So-
man's smart.
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
What?
You're supposed to be for the West.
You know, nowadays, like back then, people selected a team based on the family heritage, right? Where they're
Right.
from, right? Am I right?
Right.
Not the individual players. Who cares about those
Right.
guys? It's where your mom grew up, your
Mhm.
Right.
mom.
Right.
So pretty much, St. George's is my clan.
There you go.
So I have to.
Hey, but
I
you know,
get it.
but
I
you know
get
what's
it.
funny?
What's
You know
that?
what's funny? It's a lot of Rollins is from St. George's
It's
too.
a
You know.
lot of Rollinsons,
Yeah.
right?
He don't
And-
want
and
to
you're
claim
right.
him. He don't want to claim him.
And he's right. He's right to don't. Because I can't. Because they're not related to me.
Hi, huh?
Not
Okay.
related.
We're going down that tree, but we're gonna next week Monday. I'm gonna bring in the olive branch, the stem, the root,
We're gonna do a DNA testing. We're gonna
Yeah.
Yeah.
do DNA
Yeah.
and find out where you're from, what's
Yeah.
your people.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that, you know, before cup
People
match.
from
Next thing you know, he'll be sitting down King Square with Kip Rock. Talking about back in the day, my
These
Snowballs.
snowballs, huh? You guys got it all put together. What movie is this that I need to see? Is there a movie? Is there a documentary that you guys are producing?
Yeah, you be
Huh?
you be wearing those colors.
Yeah.
Wearing what colors?
I'm hooked.
You're right, red and blue. I'm home.
Finally woke up and
Yeah,
saw the light.
so light.
I'm blue and blue. All the way through.
Remember back in the day, people used to take two outfits to come
I
back?
know. You know, we changed. We're one in the morning and one in the afternoon.
Just
For
in
2
case,
days. For 2
They
days.
Just
saw
in
the
case.
one.
That's
They
right.
won the match.
Yeah. No, you're right. I remember
Right
that,
back against the bathroom.
Yeah. And this is my party outfit.
Yeah.
Right. This is my celebration outfit. And then that was for the second day, but
Mhm.
they have 4 outfits,
Yeah.
2 each day. Right.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. For 1 cup, and since St. George's hasn't raised a cup since 2011 in St. George's under then captain Lionel Camp,
Mhm.
he's back again. We'll see what happens.
We shall see.
We shall see. He keeps himself in great shape,
Yeah.
right? So that will be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's all
And
good.
I already told somebody we're gonna have. Actually, I was joking with somebody the other day.
Uh huh.
We're gonna have 2 50-year-olds, maybe 3.
Playing cup match.
Yeah. Watch.
Well, Lionel's 46, right? I think it's 46, 47. He may be the oldest captain in cup match.
It would be.
He'll probably be the oldest captain.
No, I'm not sure what that.
No.
I'm
Okay.
not sure what that.
Okay. But I wouldn't. Who's close to 50 in Somerset?
I don't know. How old was Campbell when he captain?
Campbell Simons.
Mm.
He was in his late 20s. Oh, 30s. In his 30s. He needs to skip
What about Randolph?
30s again. Yeah, 30s. Yeah, he was.
Mm.
He was in his 30s.
Okay. They just looked good.
Yeah, that beard he
Yeah.
wore back then.
Yeah. It was funny because he was sitting behind me in New Jersey in the stands and just talking about, football days and
Reminiscing.
so forth. Yeah. So it's nice when you could hear that type of stuff every once in a while, and you start remembering back, And it's funny because, as guys get older, they don't say, well, who's your mom and daddy no more. Who's your grandparents? Because that's who they know.
That's
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're right.
Who's these people's people?
Yeah. Remember when he's coming to the field, man? When he's coming, it's called the beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came in the field. Intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
And he put him up front.
Run right over you.
And he ran over you. He didn't run around you. He ran over you.
Yeah.
It was like he played American football.
Yeah.
In football game, in our football.
Yep.
It's like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
He made a difference. He put intimidation in you.
Oh,
Man.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, let's take our last
last
commercial break,
break.
and then when we come back, we will wrap it up.
Sure. And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. As I said, we're just here to wrap it up. Just want to give you another update regarding the West Indies score. Again, Sri Lanka batted first, scored 338 runs for 6, and they allotted 50 overs. In reply, West Indies needed 114 runs from 12 overs, which is 72 balls, 414 runs. They are presently 225 for 6. And Purin, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correct, is the run getter, or run scorer right now. His score is, just go to the scorecard real quick. He's 80 not out, 8 4s and 2 6s. And Allen, not out on 14. So Anything's possible.
Anything. That's why we play the game.
That's why we play the game, right?
Yeah.
That's why we play the game. Any final comments, mate?
No, just looking forward to another sporty week. Good luck to these under 19s who will represent Bermuda in pink and blue.
Pink and blue.
Over in Canada come next week, Monday, starting off against the hosts. And hopefully they get off to a good start. So I guess we'll be able to give you updates as the show goes on next week.
We can do that. The thing is, they may be able to meet their counterparts at the airport when they arrive.
There you go. We'll see.
I'm just saying.
We'll see.
Anything's possible. Right?
Anything is possible.
You know,
We'll go through immigration together.
Right? Maybe Thursday, right?
Friday.
And maybe at the airport at the same time.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. What are you here for? To play cricket. Well, what are you here for? To play cricket.
So who you represent? Bermuda? Who you represent? But you don't live it? No.
Yeah.
I'm just coming in and play cricket for X amount of days.
There you go.
Oh. Wow. I'm pleased to meet you.
Yeah.
Cool. Don Bass, I'll let you take it away from here, mate.